Let me ask you first of all,
Yeah.
why you travel around
Yes.
doing these presentations, talking about the Holocaust? Why? Why? It's at a time when most people would enjoy relaxing in life.
Well,
You're out there.
I feel there are very few children who survived. I feel, it's a miracle that I survived at such a young age.
Mhm.
Well, all my friends, almost all of them were killed. I feel an obligation, especially for those children, to keep their voice alive, their silent voices alive.
Mhm. As we do this, you were born, ironically, the year after Hitler came to power,
That's true.
1934.
Right.
On the evening of Kristallnacht, you were what, 4 years old?
Not even.
Yeah.
I lost my citizenship after 6 months
Mhm.
of having my life, 6 months later, I was a stateless person. Even though my father was a soldier in World War I.
Got the Iron Cross.
And he got the Iron Cross. He was wounded quite badly on his right shoulder. And in fact, we were very proud Germans. I mean, Jews lived in Germany for way over 1,000 years. My great-grandmother had 14 children. She had 4 sons in World War I. 2 died for Germany. 2. Then they killed some of the others afterwards.
But this was always, no matter how long you lived there, no matter how many serve honorably,
Right.
this was always just beneath the surface.
Yeah.
The anti-Semitism.
It's still today. I mean, today it's becoming even bigger. Not only Germany isn't that bad yet, but look at Poland and all the other countries. I mean, it's
France? Yeah.
France,
Yeah.
unbelievable. I have some relatives in France. And they said, "Where are we going to go? We're old people."
Yeah. Going back to 1938,
Yeah.
Kristallnacht.
Right.
Shortly after that, I know your father was sent to Dachau.
Yes, he was, and my grandfather too.
Yeah. Despite his war record,
Didn't
despite
mean nothing.
his patriotism.
Yeah, it meant nothing. See, they never wanted to leave Germany. That was the thing. My father said, "Look, I'm a disabled war veteran, and I have the Iron Cross. I mean, this is my country. Why would I fought for the country? Why would anything have that crazy Hitler? He'll go away." And my grandfather was the same way. Nobody wanted to leave until they were sent to Dachau. And my father, "It's time to go. We have to go." But those Jews in 1940 in the state of Baden were all sent to a camp called Gurs, G-U-R-S, in France, near the Spanish border, near the Basque country,
Right.
up there. Totally, not one Jew was left in the state of Baden. And if I had still been there in October of 1940, we moved away in 1939 after Kristallnacht to go to live with my grandparents. We would have been sent already in 1940.
Yeah.
And those people, some of them were able still to get out, very few. But from there they were sent to Rissal, Drancy, Auschwitz, most of them.
Tell me about life in the camp.
Well, wasn't good for sure.
No.
It was, it was the idea of being sent to another place. Terezin was actually a place, it was a real town before, with high walls, an army garrison town. There was 2 parts to it. The small fortress, which was a prison for the prison. That was always a prison, even before. Then the big ghetto, concentration camp, they called it ghetto, but it was also a concentration camp, the same. And all the prominent, most of the prominent people of Europe were sent there. The best doctors, the best of everything, writers, musicians, and it was like a holding area until you go and kill them. We didn't have gas chambers till the end. They were being built but never used. Eichmann, who was in charge of the whole killing of the Jews, the final solution, came quite often. I saw him there. And I proved that he was there because I met somebody who was a telephone operator on the non-Jewish side, working for the Nazis. She said, of course he was there. I had lunch with him, and he was a very humble man.
Yeah, we're talking about Adolf Eichmann, obviously.
Yes, one of the biggest killers of all time. He didn't kill personally, but he ordered the killing.
Right.
He was in charge. I saw him there too. He was there. And she said, yes, he was there for sure, and I can corroborate that. Life there, very crowded. Most men, women, and children had to live separate, but the disabled war veterans were allowed to live together with their families, but in very crowded conditions, like a room like this. Maybe you had 30 people in here, double-deck bunk beds, triple, and so forth. And you didn't cook for yourself. You had only what you should have. You had metal dishes. Your bed was your home. You ate there. You slept there. Straw mattresses, if you were lucky. Rice, bed bugs, fleas, mice, and rats. Those were our companions. The main thing was the hunger, the terrible hunger and filth, absolute filth. We could take, let's say, I described to you a day. In the morning you got up early and you stood in line with your metal dishes for some coffee. It wasn't really, it was made up of some black, who knows what. You cleaned our clothes with it, whatever clothes we still had, because everything was taken. And it was a good detergent for the clothes. And you had a little bread. You had bread ration about once a week, and not great bread. They put all kinds of things in there. And my mother would mark off a spot Monday to Tuesday and then Wednesday. And so if you went into next day's portion, you didn't have any bread. Food was the most important thing. Hunger was always with us. Then lunch was maybe a potato, some turnips, a little bit. That was the only vegetable I saw in 3 years, and some murky looking soup, and that was at night the same thing.
Did you know when you were there, obviously you knew it was horrible, did you realize that extermination was the ultimate goal?
You know, you knew that they had not good ideas for us, and they never told us anything. I mean, we had Jewish elders too, like a sub-government, but you had a commandant on top. And the last one was Ram, R-A-H-M, and he knew what was going on, and some of the Jewish elders knew it too, but they didn't tell us. And most of them died anyway. They killed them. We always were scared we would be sent somewhere else. It could be worse still. As long as you were still alive. And transports left very frequently. And you just prayed that you're not on the list.
I know one of the presentations this week was on the resistance.
Right.
And it's probably a question you hear a lot, maybe from some of the young people.
Right.
Particularly after the Nuremberg laws, when you realize Jews were going to become second-class citizens.
Yes.
If not worse.
Yes.
And after Kristallnacht, the Night of the Broken Glass.
Right.
You explained a bit of it earlier on. Why stay? Why not look around and say, we are obviously not wanted here, it's only going to get worse?
You didn't want to believe it. I mean, we had a nice house, 18 rooms. We were living in that village 200 years. I mean, you know, normal people don't think that this could happen. This is Germany. This is a very industrialized nation. There was always an undercurrent of anti-Semitism, but you could live with that, you know.
But it was a literate, modern, European...
Yes, and I mean, your neighbors, you had neighbors, you were friends with your neighbors. You know, it's like in America. I mean, you know, even if you knew a little bit, would you leave your house, everything behind? It's a very questionable thing. Who knew that the outcome would be that bad? Nobody knew. Nobody knew.
And that was the claim of many Germans after the war.
Yes. But the Germans, some of them knew, and let's put it this way: how could you not know, living in a little town called Dachau, when you have the camp almost next to you? I'm not saying everybody knew, but there were some rumors. Even some people told us. One night, when my grandmother was sent away, some person came in the middle of the night and said, I saw your mother binding straw up in Riga, whatever, in the east. And they all killed them, he said. They all shot them. My mother said, no way, no way. My mother wasn't shot. Some knew something. But it can't be. Germans are good people. It cannot be. You couldn't believe it. Even today when I go over there, I have a lot of friends over there, new generation. And, it's hard for me I said, you're nice people. My God, we kiss and hug each other. How would it happen? How did it happen? How do good people become so bad? That is it.
Have you found an answer to that question?
No. That's why also time is short right now. I know I'm going, wherever it is, and I want to make ample time and useful time that I still have, that God has given me yet, to work on this, to not only Holocaust, but to promote better feelings among people. And I do live like this, the way I speak. I live in Jamaica, Queens. By the way, that is where President Trump was born. Very near where I live. Jamaica Hospital. And I live in a row house between a Muslim family from Bangladesh, which was India at one time. The other side is a Hindu family from Guyana, British Guyana. Very devout Hindus, and then a Christian house. 4 of the major religions of the world live side by side, and we get along. And that is something I want to teach the children. I cannot just talk about this, if I don't live it. Then I'm a hypocrite. And I don't want to be a hypocrite.